Now that AI is good enough to take over content, advertising, and even your Google search results, we dug up in really old AI that wrote bad movie scripts and made weird errors like putting 3 Parkle on the menu. So the first step for this was to invite Pleasant Kenobi, the best beard in esports history, and then have this old moldy Python script generate 2 bad piles of cards for us to play with. Also, apparently one of them is very strong and one is just okay.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to go with very strong.
Right.
I'm kind of sick of playing with incredibly powerful magic cards, but I'm also not going to take the worst deck, am I? These cards are interesting.
Yeah, interesting, certainly. All right, I'll play an island. That one's not AI generated, but I assume that Mother of Armored is because that artwork is hideous. Evolve. So whenever a creature with higher toughness or power enters the battlefield, this one gets +1/+1 counter. Whenever a land you control dies, you may have more.
This card seems actually reasonable, though, as a 1-mana threat.
Yeah.
You've also missed a key thing. It's not just a creature, it's a basic creature.
Oh, it's a basic
Just in case.
Also, beware. Don't play that sinkhole in your hand, because if my land dies, I will get more.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn, and then I'm going to play a Wold. That sounds AI generated, but I think it's just German.
It's just regular German.
And I'll play a Fidal the Lonely, which requires me to shuffle my hand.
We've got some dice.
Is it possible to shuffle dice?
Does this
Do you
count?
play war games? I've shuffled my hand, I've shuffled my dice, I've shuffled sufficiently.
Nice artifact.
Oh yeah, and it's a construct, and the art appears to be Jesus doing a slam dunk.
I'll untap, I'll draw, I'll play a swamp, and you know what? I'll just cast this discombobulation, which is a very long word. Interestingly enough, the artwork is a recombobulation area, which seems like the opposite of discombobulation. It's an instant, protection from first strike. Unfortunately, the reminder text says, this permanent can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, or enchanted by anything first strike. This is not a permanent.
Oh.
Sorry, 0 out of 10. I can tap this instant. I will. It's
okay.
Tap now. Choose a color. Target land can't be countered until end of turn. I'll choose red and target this land. You control your mana, not the other way around.
I feel like you're just saying words, and I understand them in each individually, but none of them make sense in a sentence.
I'm sure someone in the comments understands what I say. You know, you control your mana. Don't let the mana control you. Also, don't let this hit to 19.
Oh wow! I just realised that my artifact construct shuffling thing isn't a creature.
Yeah, it's not a creature. It does have the construct subtype.
It's got a subtype of a creature, and the art makes it look like a Jesus. So, is that all you've got?
I love non-creature Jesus.
Okay, I'm going to play this Mountain Island, which is a mountain island that doesn't tap for red and green, it taps for red and white. And it can be my commander.
Oh, that's very strong.
It's an island. Well, actually, no, for the rules of Magic, it also makes blue, right?
Yes, I mean, it does have the island subtype. There's nothing preventing it from...
But also the red and white bit is reminder text.
But I feel like that is...
The most incredible land they've ever printed?
It's basically a triome without the downside.
The power creep is insane. I'm going to play probably one of the most powerful creatures I've ever seen. General Flying for a red and a green. It's a merfolk that looks more like a gopher. It's got trample, trample, death touch, and trample. And it's a 3/4. It's got flavor text, which I think is interesting. You're very welcome, and I'm glad to have you here. I have a good feeling about this. A famous quote from Elish Norn, the Grand
You're very welcome.
So in the canon, in the lore, General Flying was a big bit player in the invasion of New Phyrexia.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so I'm not attacking with Fidavar the Lonely, even though it looks like I can. I'm going to move it away from my creatures. It's bugging me. I'm going to pass the turn.
I will draw, play another swamp, and I will cast Yada, the Jarl Seller. It's a 1/2. So first up, this thing evolves. Yada, the Jarl Seller. First up, the artwork looks very Jesus-y again. It's a 1/2 Death Touch. All right, solid enough. Angel Archer, legendary. Pay, put a -1/-1 counter on each creature with mana value. Draw a card, choose it.
Pay what, sorry?
Just pay.
So does that mean you can't?
I'd say I can pay.
Okay, so you pay nothing.
Yeah, I'd do that right now. Like, I'll put a -1/-1 counter on each creature with mana value.
Okay.
So this one has a mana value.
Yes, and my
this one has a mana value.
And this one.
Oh yes, you're right. This has a mana value.
And then you're gonna draw a card.
I'll draw a card, and I will choose it.
It's like half the Toxic Deluge that draws you a card. It's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna untap my Mountain Island and my Wold and draw a card. Play a mountain. I'm gonna cast Demonic Dam Sentinel for 0. As an additional cost to cast Demonic Dam Sentinel, destroy target creature.
That's a steep cost.
I know. I'm gonna target this with the extra effect, the extra cost, and it has counter target spell as a tap ability unless its controller pays. But unfortunately, we've established that paying nothing is still paying.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna cast Font of Gideon for 2 mana.
How is that a green card?
It enters the battlefield. It's green sorcery. Return Font of Gideon to its owner's hand. Each player loses 3 life,
Alright.
and I flip a coin. And if I win the flip, creatures I control gain 7 life. Can I have a coin, please?
We have access to dice.
I'm gonna go evens. Okay, my creatures do not gain 7 life. Font of Gideon goes back to my hand. That's probably the most powerful bird spell ever printed. I'm gonna attack you with my 2/3 trample, death touch, trample.
Yeah, I can't do anything against that.
I think if you block it, you take more damage because the tramples apply the damage over and over.
I'll untap.
That was an incredible turn for me. I feel like I'm playing vintage.
Oh boy, you're in for a great time. I'll play Our Egg. This is Our Egg. It has tap, add white, colorless.
That is.
Also, it seems like it's an offspring of the Tronlands because it's land Urza.
Oh, so it also powers up Tron as well as making 15 mana. How much mana is it?
White. Colors at the end. If I didn't miscount, it's 11 white and 2 colors.
So it makes 11 mana on its own. Oh, so it makes it 13 mana on its own. But
Yeah.
it can also power up with Tron. It's incredible.
Yeah. Also, it's got Menace, 1 and a blue.
Oh.
Yes.
We'll figure out if it becomes a creature.
I'll generate a lot of mana. I will cast Dr. Singer, but I will need to tap a blue for that. A Dr. Singer is a artifact creature human, 3/3. For 6 mana, 2 of which are green, I sacrifice a Hydra.
Okay.
Very powerful.
Is he a Hydra himself?
He's not. Whenever Dr. Singer deals damage to a creature, if mana was spent to cast it, target player reveals cards from the top of his or her library until they reveal a Hydra card. Then puts those cards into his or her hand.
What, all the cards revealed?
All the cards revealed. This will of course trigger Evolve on my Mother of Armord. I will then cast Reanimate Mushroom with my mana remaining. I'm telling you, the floating mana doesn't matter too much. Reanimate Mushroom is a creature lizard, 5/3. When it enters the battlefield, I draw a card. Very balanced card already. 3 mana, 5/3 that draws a card on entering the battlefield. Also, it'll trigger Evolve on Mother of Armord. And at the beginning of my upkeep, if I control my commander, I put a copy of target player's hand and onto the battlefield under its owner's control.
Sure.
Unfortunately, I don't have a commander.
And then this thing here, I haven't processed this, and you're casting more spells. Do you get to do this? And if you don't hit a Hydra, it's like Charbelcher, and you just get your entire deck in your hand,
I think so, yeah.
and then you lose.
Yeah, but I can target a player, so it's target player.
Oh, so I lose if that does damage to a creature.
So you better.
It's unblockable.
Yeah.
I hope you don't draw a fight. Okay.
It's a really weird version
It's a
of
very
unblockable.
powerful 3 mana creature.
I'll swing in with my Mother of Armord.
I
No worries.
cannot block with either of my cards. And I'm going to draw a card, a land, as I almost said out loud. Okay, we're going to start with casting Putrid Opponent, which says, it's a Fish Knight, 3/3 for 2 mana. Overstatted already. Tap target creature for an artifact card with converted mana cost 3 or less. I put it into your hand, then discard a card.
You know what-
Does this do anything?
What bothers me most is the converted mana cost 3 or less, because the converted mana cost isn't like, it should be a regular 3, not a 3 as a mana value.
Yes. Here's Font of Gideon.
Ah, yes, of course. Would you like to roll
I would
a
like to
die?
roll a dice. I said evens last time, I'll go with evens, so I don't gain 7 life for each creature. Fully getting back to hand. So I just lose to Dr. Singer if I attack.
You also shouldn't block Dr. Singer, because Dr. Singer,
So he's a very good blocker and a very good attacker.
yeah.
Unless I have a Hydra in my deck. I'm gonna pass the turn.
All right, I'll have another great turn, I think. I'll tap my Our Egg,
Yes.
a bunch of mana in my mana pool. I'll cast Creature Human Rogue. Now, Creature Human Rogue,
It's also an emoji.
you might expect it to be a creature. It's not.
What is it?
It's an enchantment with flying. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, put an influence counter on Creature Human Rogue. Now, those influence counters are going to come in clutch with its second ability, which reads 3 blue mana, target creature gains +4/+4 and has haste until end of turn. It's still a land.
Oh, I'm so dead to Dr. Singer plus the combo of Dr. Singer plus Creature Human Rogue.
I also cast Tassiger. Now this one you won't need to read because it's very straightforward. It's a creature of fish, and it has protection from, 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 protection from. Now, luckily for us, I wouldn't know what this means, so there's reminder text. This creature can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, or enchanted by anything protection from, protection from, protection from, protection from, protection from, protection from. This does involve my Mother of Armored. So now, this 4/4 Mother of Armored and the 3/3 Doctor Singer and the 5/3 Reanimate Mushroom are all heading into the red zone. And you better not block the Doctor Singer unless you've built your deck very well.
I'm going to Death Touch down the Mother of Armored, and I'm going to trade off with Reanimate Mushroom using my Putrid opponent.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm going to move this crap over here.
Why do you say this is crap? This has Shuffle.
It does, and this card's actually incredibly powerful, but I'm going to take 3 damage from Dr. Singer and trade off both of our creatures. And now I'm staring down 6 damage next turn from your creatures. Is that correct?
Actually 9.
9,
Between
sorry.
Dr. Singer and Tassiger.
Okay, I'm going to make my land drop then. 3 mana, and I'm going to play Demonic the Woodland, a creature giant. He doesn't have a power or toughness, he just has 4.
I mean, I think on the internet you'd call this base.
Yes, so I'm not down or hip enough to really know what you're saying. It's a 4 giant, and it has a 2 mana activate ability, including a red, to destroy target instant or sorcery.
That's very powerful.
And there's got another mana of, you may search your another ability, sorry, for 2 mana. Search your hand for a creature with flying and put it on top of your library, then shuffle, which I guess is like in reaction to a thought scene.
Yeah,
I could
that's
put my,
very powerful.
my Sarah Angel back on top of my library.
I'll untap. I'll draw. I'll cast Puppeteering Day. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, its owner gains 2 life, and you create a 2/2 red goat creature token with, when this creature dies, it deals 2 damage to any target.
That's insane.
Its owner gains, oh, and you create,
It is unbelievably good.
that is busted.
The art plus the text is incredible too, with the little like puppy with a hat on it. Yeah.
I'll head into the red zone.
I'm gonna have to try and survive. So I'm on 7 currently, so I'm gonna put my 4 in front of the 6/1.
So these will just trade, I think, the 4?
Yes, I think so. I'm really sad I didn't get to destroy target instant or instant or sorcery. I'm gonna untap. I need something to save me from Dr. Singer. So I'm just gonna play Although Crab.
Although Crab.
So Although Crab is a 1 mana sorcery, it says it deals damage to target creature. So I'll deal 0 damage to Dr. Singer.
But do you think damage is enough to destroy Dr. Singer?
We've already set a precedent in this game, unfortunately, that we could pay for essentially nothing with our nothing. So when it says damage and then not a number, the damage is unfortunately nothing. It's 0. So I am gonna.
I'm very happy with that.
I am gonna 0 damage Dr. Stinger. I am gonna have you target opponent gain 1 life.
Perfect.
And then for some reason,
Up to 13.
and I'm grasping at straws here. For some reason, the 3rd line of text is in italics. I'm assuming that's an error from the AI. It says destroy target non-basic land that can't be regenerated. That's attributed to Gid Jura. Now it could be flavor text, but I just really want to blow up your egg. Gid Jura has never ever said the words destroy target
Very
non-basic
true, and they
land.
wouldn't print a wrong quote.
Exactly.
As flavor text.
And as I proved earlier with my discussion around General Flying and his part in the March of the Machine storyline, I am a bit of a lore nerd, a Vorthos, if you will.
If anyone could tell it, you would be the one to say that Gideon never
It's just
said
not
that.
his turn of phrase. It's something like Get Wrecked Scrub. Would
Very, very reasonable.
I want to pass the turn.
I'll untap. I'll draw. Oh, that's a good one. I'll tell you why it's good. So first up, I'll cast Doom Dragon. Now, the artwork for this is not a dragon at all. It's a company name logo with a cool banana.
You think the physical embodiment of Doom would be a man in a banana suit? You sure?
And it says, creatures you control have 4 mana, tap, destroy, which seems superbly powerful.
Destroy anything?
Yeah. It's also a god.
Also, you've missed the 1 line of text.
Oh yeah, it is a serpent and the name is Doom.
This triggers this, right?
Don't forget about the Puppeteering Day. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, its owner gains 2 life, that's me, and I create a 2/2 red goat creature token. I go back up to 15, and I create a goat creature token. Now,
Does this trigger again?
it does. This doesn't say non-token. This doesn't say non-token creature. So I gain 2 more life again.
So the most powerful card we've ever seen is actually...
It's Puppeteering Day, but I don't think this is a May.
So, in the face of God, you have entered the infinite.
I think I have.
Do I have a way to interact? I have no way to interact.
So I'm just doomed here. to
create goats instantly. Look at the myth of Sisyphus, but instead of pushing a rock up a hill, you're just like holding back the tide of goats day in, day out for the rest of your life.
I don't have a way to stop this.
I can no. I can counter target spell unless you pay, and that doesn't work here. I'll take that. Instead of dying to Dr. Stinger, instead we get a draw through your own hubris. You flew too close. You flew too close to the puppeteering day.
Well played.
Well played.
Well played.
Well, I say well played. I'm shaking your hand. That was not well played. That was bad. In all fairness, I didn't catch it either, and I would have done the exact same thing.
In the meantime, while I'm stuck here creating goat tokens, you may please use the time to scroll down a bit and leave a comment to see like what kind of content you like. Did you like this video? Check out Vince's content on YouTube and subscribe to this channel.
I've got a great video on infinites too. Go watch my video about not quite infinites.